Hey Cam fam, welcome back and welcome to Keeping Up with Cam. If you're new here, thank you so much for tuning into our channel. If you're a returning subby, thank you so much for coming back. So today we have our toddler boy hairstyle video number 68. So this is going to be a really cute braided hairstyle, kind of a freestyle pattern, and we're doing this for preparation for kitty care bana. So it's going to be with some accessories in there if you guys choose that you want to do that as well. So we're starting off with freshly washed hair. We haven't done this in a while, but give it a second and you'll see why. So we're going in with the Chi Silk Infusion Heat Protectant. Always important when, you guessed it, you're adding heat. So I go in and I add a little bit in my hand. You know, they say like a dime size, quarter size. Just make sure that you're getting enough in there to saturate the roots and the tips. Not too much, you don't want it to be sticky. These are my settings when I'm using my blow dryer. I'm using medium heat, low distribution. If you don't have like different settings, just use the lowest heat setting, the lowest distribution setting, whatever that you have. Now, when I go in here, I am splitting up that back section into two just to make it easier to handle. And I am starting with the ends. You always start with the ends to detangle, and then you work your way up the hair shaft and go to the roots. Take your time, be gentle. This video is sped up, so it's like, oh my gosh, she's going so like quick. No, I'm not, I promise. Take your time. Make sure that once it gets to a point here where you see that it's like blow dried enough, like straight enough, you want to hold it taut, you want to pull it down a little bit, and you want to just use your blow dryer and work it down. That helps to get it straighter. So I'm just doing that all over and making sure that I'm keeping everything heat protected, because that is the most important step. Like I said, I've never really been a fan of heat. You guys know me, I'm not the heat girl when it comes to his hair, but he is getting older. He's 5 now, he'll be 6 before we know it, and I figured it just makes it a lot easier when I'm doing singles, when I'm doing certain styles, to have it blow dried. So I do it. I am responsible. I'm not doing it too often, and I'm not blow drying it and then within like a day or two washing it and like just wetting it for no reason. That's important. So I'm going in with my Camille Rose Honey Hydrate Leave-In Conditioner. Love this, absolutely love it. So I'm putting that in there just to make sure that the hair isn't like crunchy and dry. It shouldn't be, because we've used our low heat setting. Now for the Camille Rose Kids Brown Buttermelt Mandarin Oil Hair Balm. Such a handful to say. I'm going in with that amount. I'm rubbing it in my hands first, and then I'm adding it to the ends. I do see a little bit of like texture in his ends. I don't know if it's split ends. I don't think it is, but I'm not a professional hairstylist, so I am just trying to keep product in here, because we cannot be using just heat protectant with their hair. This is a protective style. We need to protect their hair while it's braided. So I'm going in now and I'm going to start parting the hair. There is no real method to my madness. This is like a freestyle part, like I said in the beginning. I'm going in with this like half circle kind of sunset type of shape, and I'm just kind of doing it sporadically. Going in with our favorite, this is the Shine and Jam, the extra hold. I'm going to be using this yellow container, and I'm only using it for part of the style. So as you can see here, I'm using it to clean up the part, to clean up the line, because oh, look at that. When I go in and I just clean that up, oh, it's so crispy, it's so neat. I love it. It actually really works really well at helping to get the lines that we part looking neat. So I do recommend this for the parting, and I will show you what I recommend for the hair itself. So I'm going in with this Braid Formula Super Hold Conditioning Gel. This is by EBIN, New York. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I never like saying that name because I'm like, oh, I'm butchering it. But I go in with a little bit, especially because this is the bottom braid. You want to make sure you get that at the little, we call it the little kitchen. You want to get all those hairs in there nicely. Clean up the lines if you need to again. This I like because it's kind of like the Shine and Jam in the sense that it's not too strong of a hold. It doesn't flake, it doesn't crunch. And it helps keep the hair in place, so I do like using it. I've added that in, I've worked it through. I'm now just going in and braiding this. You want to kind of keep it loose, that way it elongates the braid, especially with like this type of curly hair. I find that the hair curls back up really quickly, even if it's straightened, especially since we are adding in that product, which does have like water in it, so it's gonna revert the hair a little bit, but you just work yourself all the way down. I am not using a rubber band at the root. I usually do sometimes, but for this style I just figured, because I'm going with bigger parts compared to like the smaller box braids that we do, that it didn't really need the help of an elastic band to stay in. So that is the first one, and now I'm going in and I'm just kind of connecting it. What I did with all of these is I just kind of make sure they overlaid on each other in some way, shape, or form. Just kept them together. It's really just randomly done, but it's so randomly done that it still looks neat and intentional. So you don't have to have it look intentional. You can really just like grab hair if you want to, but I am doing a little bit of a design to it. You don't have to copy it piece for piece if you can't, but like I said, it's just the general gist of you're just making these half circle shapes, and you're kind of connecting one to another, whether they're beside each other. Okay, so I'm going to break it down to show you guys how to braid this a little bit. So once you have your 3 sections, you have one in the left, one in the middle, and one in the right, you're going to hold it with your right hand, and you're going to take your index finger and put it underneath the middle one and grab the piece on the left side. Now you're going to hold the middle piece with your left hand and go under that new middle piece and get the piece on the right side. And you're just going to keep doing that as you go. You're going to go underneath the middle each time, and you're going to grab from left to right. You're going to hold the pieces that you have with your middle and index finger and just continue going underneath the middle one. Now, as I get comfortable, I switch up my hands and I go underhand. You can do that as well, or you can keep going down the way we were doing originally, but it's just the same motion of going underneath the middle and getting the pieces on the left and on the right. So I apologize about this low angle, guys. It's like up there right at the top. But now I'm going to go in for this third one, and I'm just going to make this circle shape, this half circle shape in the middle of the two of them. So we're kind of layering it, kind of like brick layer if you were doing a box braid set, but it's just still these circles, and we're just kind of moving and grooving wherever the part takes me. So I've parted it off, and now I'm adding the white gel that we were using, and I'm going in again and I'm just braiding it like normal all the way down. No need for the elastic at the root, and you can do overhand or underhand, but just make sure that you're not making it too tight, because then like I said, I find that just tightens up the braid and it gives us a mess of these shriveled up braids over the next day or two. So the style is pretty repetitive, so I'm not going to go over every single part that I make, but I am going to try and show you guys how I start it, and then you guys will understand after I start it like that, okay, then I'm just going to braid it back down. But I do want you guys to understand that we don't need like accuracy with this one. This one is just like, this one's a fun one, and you can kind of make it up as you go along. So for those of you who don't know, Kamari actually participated in the Junior Carnival or Kitty Caravana. It goes by different names. For those in America, it's kind of like the Labor Day parade type thing, but it's the kids version. Or it can be similar to the Nottingham Carnival for those in the UK, but again, the kids version. So he was participating in that, so we obviously had to do his hair, and this was the style that we decided to go with. If you haven't already checked it out, you can check out the video that we made detailing like getting ready with us for the day. It's on our TikTok. I will link it in the description, and you can also check out pictures and videos that are posted on our IG. I will also link that in the description. So when we get to the sides, I've decided to just keep it flush, like keep it down, going to the left and going to the right. If you'd like, you can keep it going back, but then it just makes it a little bit harder when you get to the front to figure out how you want to make it work and how to make it lay down. You don't want it to like stand up and kind of look like unicorn horns or something. So my preference would be to put it down on the side. As you can see here, I'm kind of molding the braid to keep it down. Once I put that gel in, I'm just using the end of my rat tail comb and I'm going in and I'm smoothing it down. And I do that before I start the braid, and then I also go back in even while I'm braiding just to ensure that it is still smooth, like you can see here, and it's staying down and that it will dry in that position and keep the braid looking cleaner and neater for a longer time. Again, there is no set amount of how many of these to do. I can't even tell you how many I did. It's probably about like maybe 10 to 20 of them. If probably not even that much, but it just really depends on the size that you want. The bigger you want to do them, the less that you'll have. The smaller you do them, the more that you'll have. If you want this style to last really long, you can do them smaller. It will look really cute as a really small box braid style, but instead of having the box braids, you have them in these shapes. Oh, I could just imagine them. They look adorable. But because we wanted something that we could use for the occasion but kind of get out of his hair quickly if need be, which did happen because the day after the parade he ended up having an audition that he had to submit for, and I had to take these out anyways. So you know, you just gotta roll with the punches, but you can do them different styles, different sizes. So when I get up to the middle here, as you can see, I'm still doing it going back. I'm just kind of focusing on like where the ear section meets to keep it going to the side. I did want to do a style where I'm not having a center part, so this was very crucial to do that. So just kind of keep it going whichever way possible to avoid the center part. So as you see here, we are working with the last one. The two on the left side overlapped each other, and then the two on the right will overlap as well. Not as much as on the right side, or sorry, not as much as on the left side, but they will overlap. And as you can see, this isn't really the same moon shape as the other ones, but the shape of the part is the same, even though the shape of the section of hair isn't. So when you get to the front, it's not going to be even, so you're just going to kind of do whatever allows for the style to work. So we have two in the front here going to this side, then we have them on the back row as well. So realistically, we kind of have about 4 rows that we worked with, maybe 5, and we just kind of did the freestyle section going all over. Again, don't get too hung up on if you're like doing it the exact same as mine. His head is a lot bigger than most, so we might have had to do more than you guys would have to do for your little one. So it's kind of just play it by ear and see what works best for what you're doing at that time. This is what it looked like when we were done, and now we're gonna jazz it up a little bit. So I got these little purple, I don't even know what they are, little purple hair accessories. There was purple in the costume as you guys saw earlier. So I'm just feeding it through this braid, and once I get to the top, I'm going to pull it apart, and that's going to allow for it to form itself to the size of the braid and stay in the hair and not drop out. You do not have to add accessories. Kamari wanted some. We didn't even end up wearing them for the parade because we took them out the night before so he could sleep, and then we were in such a rush the morning of, we didn't even put them in. But I did add beads, as you will see in the TikTok video, just to kind of help with keeping the hair down. So this is what it looked like when we were done. Super cute style, super easy to work up. I really love the like abstract look of the parts that we were going with. This worked up really quick, really easy, because we didn't have to really pay too much attention to like what we were doing with it, but it turned out really great. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys tried it. Let us know if you guys tried this out. Let us know if you put any accessories in, if you just used your regular beads, and let us know if you've heard about Carnival, if your little ones participated in it before, or if you're just ever thinking about it. Once again, thank you guys so much for tuning into our channel. Thumbs up this video if you like it. Hit that subscribe button and follow us if you're not already. Also share our videos with your family and friends and your loved ones. Hit us up on our Instagram and our TikTok. They are linked in our description box. And come back for the next video. We'll see you then. Bye.